You're listening to the Blush and Burn Books podcast,
where two sisters read anything from slow burns to heart-pounding spice. I'm Laura.
And I'm Annie. Grab your favorite drink and let's get bookish.
Welcome back to the Blush and Burn Books podcast. I'm Laura Eakin.
And I'm Annie Baxter.
And we are very excited to have our dear friend Alexis Calder back on with us. Hello, my dear. How are you?
Hi, I'm great. How are you?
Oh, so good. So excited to have you here.
Me too. I'm really excited to be back. You guys are so much fun. So thank you for having me.
It's been is it 6 months? It's been like 6
Just
months.
over 6 months.
I think so.
Yeah. I rewatched our other interview because I was like, I want to remember everything. I want to make sure that like we can kind of like pick up back where we left off. Mm-hmm. And it was a fun conversation. So you have a lot that has happened in 6 months. So
yeah, for sure.
Maybe we can kind of just start back off like where we left off a little bit and just kind of talk about like what has transpired in the last 6 months of, you know, us being apart.
Okay. Yeah. I don't think I was able to officially announce my trad book back then. So even though I knew it was coming, I wasn't allowed to say anything yet. So that's in the works. And then, but it's not going to be out yet. And right now I have a new indie series launching. And the first book is called Silk and Iron. I actually don't have a series name yet, which is very weird. I
was just going to ask that. I was
right
like,
away.
I wonder if there's a series name. I don't have it written down.
Yeah. I keep searching series names that pop into my head, and then I find like 50 books that have either used that as a title or a series name. So, and I know there's going to be like overlaps there. No one has like a fully unique title anymore. We would have had to have been born like 50 years ago to do that. But
for real.
I'm just like, oh man, there's so many with that title of anything I think of. So I'm not sure. I'll come up with something.
I like your title of this one. I like Silk and Iron. I love the way it sounds. I love how fast it like kind of just rolls off the like it's so easy to say, and I love the cover of it.
Yeah, me too.
We'll have to like pop the cover up of it because it is I know. There you go. See? It's so
yeah, I don't have a physical one yet to hold up. So.
I know. I love it. I am pumped about it. I love red and black. Like it's literally one of my like favorite color combos of
they were her wedding
covers.
Colors.
They were
nice.
They were my wedding. Okay, well, yeah,
so,
I do. I love it. Yes. I love it. It's like my thing. I have like a whole section on my bookshelf. We can't see it because it's on the other side of the room, but it's like all my red and black books are like all lined up. But yeah, I love it. So Silk and Iron, you don't have a series yet. You don't have a series name, like a series name yet.
A title, yeah.
How many books are we looking at for this series?
I am dying to know.
Yeah, I know.
3. I'm planning it as a trilogy, but I don't always stick to that.
Perfect.
So, I loved these characters. Like, I really loved them. So, I imagine book 2 and 3 will be pretty long. Or I might need to extend it, but we'll see, because there's a lot of trouble they need to get into.
Well,
I have no doubt.
And Laura kind of talked a little bit before, and we were like, let's just read the synopsis, because I just jumped right in. Like the minute we got the arcs, I was like in, and the first chapter, like legit, I was like, I finished chapter 1. I'm like, oh, this is Alexis. Like, okay, like this is awesome. Like she's got me hooked already. We're in. I kind of have an idea of what we're in for. And so then Laura read the synopsis to me this morning and I was like, that is fire. You should read that. So I don't know if, I think Laura's going to read the synopsis for us.
Okay.
If you don't mind, just because I think that your synopsis, like literally, it's so good. After you read it, you're
it's
like,
very good.
This is exactly what it is.
Those are really hard to write. So thank you. I appreciate that.
Yes, this is hard to write. This was a very good, encompassing.
Yeah, I loved it.
All the things, the whole synopsis. By the way, I really suck at reading out loud. So we're going to pretend like I don't slosh through some of this. Okay.
Okay. Ready.
The Emperor, the Prince, the Enforcer. I want them all dead until I fall for one of them. After losing all of my family to the rebellion, I lost hope. When my ex-boyfriend begs me to pose as the prince's betrothed, I know it's an opportunity the rebellion won't ever get. I'm going to input here. I don't like him. Just gonna.
Larky
we'll
says
come
to
back
me,
to
she's
that.
like, I don't like Lee. I'm like,
I don't like Lee.
I'm like, well, buckle up, baby.
I know. I hate Lee. I hate Lee.
He's your ex
Anyway.
for a lot of reasons.
Yeah. You wrote him real well. Anyway. I'm sent with the goal of finding out how to kill an immortal emperor, but I don't want to wait on someone else to get my revenge. I want the emperor, the prince, and the enforcer all dead, but the palace is full of secrets, and I'm not the only one playing a game of life and death, lies and betrayal. The closer I get to my goal, the closer I get to one of the men I vow to kill. I'm not sure I can bring myself to harm him, but there's nothing stopping him from killing me as soon as he finds out who I really am. I'm playing with fire and I want this whole empire to burn, but nothing is as it seems. Just when I think I have nothing left to lose, I find out how much I have to live for. And when faced with losing the only hope I have left, I must decide how far I'm willing to go to watch this empire burn.
Oh.
Num.
Perfect. Mm-hmm. Yep. Enemies to lovers, romantasy, all wrapped up in a pretty little present.
Yes.
It was
I hate Lee.
This book. That's okay. I mean, he is
I hate Lee.
So, and this is not a second chance romance. So it's kind of right there. I mean,
it's not. It's not. It is not a second chance romance.
No.
And Lee is a little punk. So,
yeah.
But he was written so well. Oh, he pops in and out of the story so great. Right? All the right times.
I think everyone can relate to experiencing interactions with a character like him.
For sure. Oh, absolutely.
Like with in real life, like experiencing a man who acts like that. And
yeah.
I think that's part of why he gives you the ick.
Oh, yes. Mega ick. Capital. Yeah. ICK.
I also want to sprinkle in that I love how you write your FMCs. So I am a firm believer that like when I'm reading a story, I want to put myself into this character, right? So like we have our female POV. I mean, we see males POVs and everything, but like we really want to like put ourselves in as this female character. And she has like her flaws. She has like her, her own issues, but I love reading a strong female character. Like I just think there's just nothing better. Like I want to be a strong female, and we have all of our character arcs, right? Like we watch them grow throughout the experience, and we do watch her grow throughout the experience from the beginning of the book even to the end of the book. And I love how you write female characters. So do you like writing strong female characters?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I also really like to write that they've got, like you said, the flaws. So I like that they have strength, but they don't have all of the skills they need to accomplish what their goals are. So I don't think it's too spoilery to say like she's really not a fighter. Like she doesn't know, she's not a murderer, she's not a killer. She was never trained in that. So she has these goals, but she doesn't have the skills. But she's still strong and she still has the goals. And I kind of like that because none of us know everything. So I kind of like that there's these deficits where she needs to learn the skills and she didn't just come prepackaged already having them. And I love a good book where the girl can do all the things, right? Like where she can kill a man right from page one. Like that's fine too. So, but this was fun to explore where she had she was kind of missing that piece.
Well, because but you can see her growing. And I hate when we have this like a flat, kind of this like flat FMC where we need to see where she's lacking, right? Because that's where we're going to watch her grow. And I love that we have some fighting sequences. We get some fighting. We also get some training sequences, and I don't know who doesn't love a good like training sequence, okay?
Yeah.
With our MMCs. Like
I'm kind of a sucker for that.
Yeah, how are we not? Like I need a good training montage. Like give me a couple of them, you know? And I mean, we got one where he like makes her walk this log. It's fantastic. Oh my gosh. It's so good. Do you think that okay, so Laura started at the beginning of the book and she's like, we had like, are there two MMCs? Are we like, we got just two, we got one? I'm like, you gotta just wait and see. Like, buckle up.
She's my Raffo.
I know. What do you like when you write your your MMCs?
Oh gosh. This one was super fun because I feel like a lot of times I do fated mates so they like connect really quickly. So this was much more of a slow burn for me than I've done before. And these two I was like, man, I gotta get them together, but they were not ready to be together. It was very frustrating.
This is what I loved though. You got to watch you got to feel it.
So
it's total slow burn.
That was different. And I feel like I tried to, I love enemies to lovers where I often do the guy kind of is like,
oh, sucker for him.
But he's kind of a monster, right?
Yeah.
And all of my male characters that I tend to write have like these wounded pasts, right? I mean, so do the females too, but I don't know, this one's different. I don't know how to say it without too many spoilers, but he's not as hard edged, I think, as some of the guys that I read about or write about. And I kind of liked that he was a little bit more, I don't know how to say it without too many spoilers. Like,
I know it.
That he has a soft spot or a soft side.
Yeah, like, and he's super serious, and he's not like malicious or like hateful, you know? I don't know. It's hard to explain.
But you're doing really good with not dropping spoilers.
I know. He has some very unapologetic
I still don't know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, Laura's still trying to figure it out.
Good.
You're doing great because I'm like, both of these men.
Yeah.
Both of these men. So I am totally a slow reader. So Annie finished it in 2 days and was like, this is amazing.
Whatever.
Where are you?
And
I'm like,
amazing.
I'm on 10%. Because I'm just a slow reader. And
I'm actually a pretty slow reader too. So
I'm sitting at 40% right now. And I'm like, oh my gosh, so much is happening. And I don't feel like this is a spoiler because you're talking about like medieval-esque style of times. And I'm at a ball. I'm at the first ball that she's really attending. That's where I'm at. And I'm like, oh, okay. Things are happening. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. What is going on? Okay, and like your magic system here is so cool and unique.
Oh, thanks.
And I still don't even understand the depth of it because I'm still in the beginning. But Annie did give me some little tidbits here. But I was like, the way you built this is unique and it is creative. And I love the idea behind these relics.
Oh, thanks.
I think that the relics add another, they just add another level to your magic system. That's really cool. We have a prince who is known to be, I almost want to say cruel a little bit, but then we see like a couple moments where he like gets like he softens a little bit, right? And then we get back to having some moments where we're like, so I'm interested. I'm so excited to watch the prince grow and get into when we get into like book 2 and 3, like kind of where his story leads, because he has so much room to for us to watch him kind of play out his story. But then we also have Brevin, who has some very which Brevin is the enforcer. He has some very unapologetic moments, right? And then but we slowly start to figure out like there's reasons for that. And I watched a I think it was an interview with Matt Dinman. And I thought it was so interesting because he talked about how he lays all of his characters out, and he talks about how he oh, I wrote it down because I was like, this is so fascinating. He talks about how he like tries to figure out like a couple things about characters. Oh, he says he wants to see what they want the most. So each character, you should know exactly what it is, like what they want the most and what they fear the most, like what they're most afraid of. And I was like, oh, this is a really cool concept between, and I actually kind of wanted to like think about that a little bit because it's a cool way to like, even as a reader, right? Because he's a writer, but even as a reader, I'm like, oh, what does this person fear like the most? And let's go with your FMC. What do you think she fears the most in this?
I think in the beginning she doesn't know what she fears because she's pretty much like she's willing to just not exist anymore.
Correct.
But I think what she fears is being alone. I think she fears that loss of family and community, and I think that's what I think she thinks she already lost all of it when we start.
So then you have like nothing to like. I honestly, those are some of the most scary kind of people, right? Because they have nothing left.
So, and I think that's how she starts off. Is I think she goes in to that situation fully believing that there's nothing left to live for, and that she's already lost everything.
Yeah, I agree.
So I know you can't really tell us about the fears of the MMCs because, and I'm saying MMCs plural because you've set this up so well in the way that like she's dealing with these two men. She's really dealing with the prince and the enforcer. So going back into this though, was there anything that surprised you with your characters of like where they went? Because I know you like to like lightly outline and then pants. So when you went through and you were like, oh yeah, I liked that. Like, is there anything that like really surprised you as you went through it?
Yeah, I mean, I really liked where the banter between Brevin and Sabina or Talon, I was impressed with it. Like they kind of took on their own you know, because he was like such a serious character, but he would banter with her. And those few times he slips and he's less serious, I was like, I swear I was like kicking my feet. Like I was enjoying every second of it. Like getting giddy about your own work is like the best feeling ever. It doesn't happen very often for me. So it was just really fun when he would get flustered by something she would say, or when he would, you know, challenge her or say something back to her that was just kind of less serious and a little bit more teasing or whatever. Those moments were the ones that kind of surprised me when they came out because I didn't really plan for those. So that was really fun to.
Because he's so serious.
Yeah. Yeah. So when you see that wall slip a little, that was always really fun for me. Like there's a scene in a tavern that I really love. So I don't know if you're there yet, but
I'm not. But is that your favorite scene? So for anybody who's listening, what would be your favorite scene that you want people to just like connect with the most?
I do love that scene because I do think it's like a big turning point in the book. And then at the end, honestly, the end is really fun. So that was.
Annie can't stop gushing about the end. So I'm like, I'm getting there. I promise I'm getting there. I want to read this end so bad.
It makes the
first editor feedback. I have a developmental editor that always reads everything, and she kind of does like a light, like just basically like continuity. If there's any questions, like she just gives me kind of light feedback. It's nothing like huge and structural. But she was like, your ending is almost comical. And I kind of loved that note because there is an element of comedy in certain points of it in the ending. It's like, obviously it's a very serious moment, but there's some stuff in it that's just like, when I reread it, I was like, oh yeah, I get that. And I kind of appreciated that. So
I could see that actually. Like it almost has like a little bit of comedy to it. Because there's a little bit of lightheartedness that like comes into the end, but it's serious at the same time.
Yeah, like, it's super serious, but the conversation happening, you're like, this is they're being so unserious right now. Like,
yeah, they almost make it lighthearted at the same. I think that's what makes it fun though, too, because you're
I love that.
It's fun and serious. Sometimes I think if you can make it a little bit funner, you can almost make it a little dark at the same time too, right? Like, it's like, can you kind of balance out like the darkness and the seriousness of what's happening with like a little bit of like light comedy? I could see that.
There's amazing comedic moments even through it as I'm going, like even where I'm at, where I'm going through and I'm like, yeah, that was good. Yeah, I like that. And then I love how one of my favorite things, this is not spoilery because this is literally the premise of the book. She's basically taking the spot of the princess and she is not trained. She is not royally trained in any way, shape, or form. And I love it so much in the way that she talks to the prince, the enforcer. She barely keeps it together in front of the emperor. I'm like, this is fantastic. And they're all just kind of like writing with it because they're like, oh, it just must be like that in her kingdom. And she's like, nah, bitch, I just haven't been trained in any of this. And I'm trying really hard not to completely lose it on everybody.
Yeah, but I think that's what makes her relatable, right? Like, because I think like that's always like the key is like, how do you make your characters relatable to people who are reading it and don't feel like they're so, wild. Like, you want to be able to almost like put yourself into like that character's like position and place, which is why I think some books just do really, really well is when you can just kind of like slip into that character and like kind of like fall into their like spot. Like, I think that's why maybe some books like Harry Potter or even just like, a really popular like Fourth Wing, like some of these ones that we really want to like, they're relatable. I don't know if they're relatable. It's like you want to put yourself in their position. And I felt that with Sabina it's Talon. Yeah, I wanted it's so hard when they're like undercover and you're like, how are they going to find out? How are they going to find out? Are they going to find out?
Dun, dun, dun.
The whole time, it's like you're so good at finding the hook that and you're hooked through the whole entire thing.
Absolutely.
I freaking loved it.
Oh, thanks.
I agree. I feel as if you're really good at telling these stories that you have inside, and the way that you deliver them is sometimes when you have these ones that are like these fantasy novels, they just are very hard to ingest. They're very hard with the way that they're like waxing poetic throughout their story, and it gets really hard to consume. And every single book I've ever read from you, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I can just consume this and enjoy it and actually feel like I'm there, versus trying to like work my way through some of the words maybe, or even like a concept. The way that you deliver things is just masterfully done. And like Annie said, the moment that we get into your story and you start reading, even from chapter 1, you're just like, oh, I'm here. Okay, let's go. Because it's just so good.
I'm not patient enough to like do the real dense, flowery world building, and props to those who can. But I don't have the patience for it as a reader either. So books like that I have to do on audio at 2 times speed.
Yeah.
So I enjoy them, but yeah, they're a little more work, right? And that's sometimes you want that, and sometimes you want something you can just shut off your brain and just read and get the story without having to dig through the prose. So yeah.
Well, you do a fantastic job. And I know what I'm getting with all of your books. I love the way that they're just ingestible and then they stay with me.
Oh, thank you.
What do you think? Like, okay, so you've been writing for a minute now. What do you think is maybe some of the things that you've kind of like learned, like just within like the last year? Because like you have had something picked up trad, and you had this book come out this year. Did you have anything else come out this year? I was trying to think.
I didn't have anything in 2025, which was very weird for me. So I actually haven't had anything in like a year and a half because I
But
was
you
writing
put
the trad
out
book and everything.
right. Because we were talking 6 months ago about like Kingdom of Blood and Salt was kind of like our
Mm-hmm.
main one that we were reading because we just read that whole series. We, for a reminder of anyone, we were trying to find a book for book club that we could take on our retreat that everyone could read, and we were trying to find like kingdom books, like that we kind of wanted like that in the title. And so we literally just happened upon your books by chance, and we were so excited because like I think we pre-read like I don't even, it was a lot of them to try to figure out the best one to take, and we picked
Mm-hmm.
yours
Yay!
and everyone loved it. We bought, I don't know, I think we bought like 15
14.
copies of it. We were
About
like,
14
Thank
copies for
let's
that
go.
retreat.
Let's go. And so, and then so you had that whole series. That's like your latest, is that like
Mm-hmm.
that's like your
That's the last thing I wrote.
completed series, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And then
Like,
I took a break to write the trad book. Um, and then that was like a whole adventure. Um, and very kind of was like, I'll take my time with this. I want to do it right and put
yeah.
that time into it. And then when it was kind of at a good space, then I was able to switch gears. So
So what
yeah,
do
and
you
get
think
the
you're
other one out.
doing like kind of different then from maybe like the Kingdom of Blood and Salt um to this one?
This one was really, really different than any book I have written before. I did some new stuff with plotting. I chatted with, there's like a plotting coach that a lot of writers work with, and she helps you like springboard ideas off of her because sometimes you need to
Cool.
verbally process. And I've worked with her
Absolutely.
before, but none of the ideas that I actually talked out with her ever made it to the page. And it was interesting because I had this idea, I had all these notes, and it was just like, I'm not a plotter. Like, I really struggle with plotting. So I'm like, okay, this is what I want to do. I want to have an idea of where I'm going with this before I get started, right? And so she would kind of ask questions to help guide you. And then she had a really interesting system for helping me like plot without plotting, like too intense. So
Cool.
that was really different than I've done before. So it's just sometimes you need to externally process and get it out there. And she was good at like guiding you in terms of like, well, what if you put this idea you have here, or what, that's a dumb idea. Like she'll just tell you that's dumb,
Yeah.
but and then it ends up being something completely different anyway from what you talk out. At least for me it was. It still ended up being different. But the structure of how she had like, okay, like basically I took the big picture and then I put where it goes, like a like just made bullet points and like where it goes. Is it at the beginning, in the middle, the end? And like just filled that in. So I had these like, does that make sense? Like bullet points
Yeah.
Yeah.
of what I wanted to hit. And that was just such a different way of doing things. Um and hopefully she's not mad at me for sharing that. But it's just, I mean, she's still kind of magic with the way she can help you just synthesize and talk through it. So that was really a different experience than I've had before. And like I said, I've met with her before on other projects and just I hadn't had anything that made it out of that brainstorming phase because I really am not a plotter. So
Yeah.
this was very different. And since she knew that I have had all these things that I've thrown out that I didn't plot, we kind of worked together on like, what can I do that makes it so when I would get too far off track, I would go look at my bullet points and be like, where am I supposed to go next? And be like, okay, I need to like somehow get back to this. And sometimes I ignored the bullet points, but it did help to have a general idea of bringing me back, which was really cool. So that was a little different, and I'll probably try that again in future books, just because I thought that was useful. When I very first started writing, I did like beat sheets with Save the Cat, and then that didn't really work for me anymore. It's like nothing sticks, and I think that's
See,
a lot of writers are like
yeah.
that.
I have a hard time with beats. So, as a aspiring, finally found a writing group to go write with and am a verbal processor, I have been going and writing every week and talking things out. I'm trying to write a dark romantasy. I'm trying to write a rom-com, like this one's Western, but it's going to be like a series rom-com. And then I have a YA fantasy. And the beats, I don't feel like work for me in my fantasy books. It's working for the rom-com.
Yeah.
But the beats are not hitting in fantasy. And I'm like, I don't know if it's me. I don't know if it's the story I'm trying to tell. I don't know if it's because I'm a pantser, but I'm also trying to like have a couple things plotted out because I know the synopsis in my head. And I mean, I call Annie all the time and I go, "Hey, Annie, by the way,
but don't you think it just like
help me talk this out?"
Sometimes stunts some of the creativity because you're just like, I think some people just,
I need to hit this here and I need to hit that there.
Yeah, they need to just let it come in and flow and move. And sometimes I think when you have some people with structure, it feels confining. Like it feels like you're almost trying to be boxed in, you know? And it's like some of us just don't work that way. Like we need we need like movement. And it's like, I like this. I don't like this. Oh, this worked for a minute, but now I have this idea. It's not going to work. And you want to just be able to flow and move. Sometimes when you have that structure, I think it kind of like
some people love it though. And some people have. And I actually, my trad book, I sold on proposal. So it was like, it wasn't written yet. So I had to turn in like outlines and a lot more in-depth stuff and then kind of stick to it. And that was really, really different. And it was a lot harder for me to go through that kind of a process. Just because that's not how I usually write. I tend to either pants or do very loose kind of beats. Like I'll have scenes in my head. Like I have maybe 4 or 5 scenes for book 2 in this series, like that will be happening. And I have some concepts of things, but I don't have what the story is yet as a whole, if that makes sense. So there's definitely some things that, like I knew the ending. I always know the ending before I start writing. So I knew the ending and I knew like, I'm trying to think in this one, if there were any other scenes in this one that I had pictured before I wrote them. I think this one was very much just the ending was the only one that was like a full scene in my head. Everything else was just like, okay, these kind of things are going to happen. And I made them up as I was going toward them. Like, oh, I know I want to have some scenes where he's doing some training with her. I want to have like something with the catacombs.
I like that. It just flows so much better. I just think that you can feel the creativity of it, you know? It just flows better.
It's more fun for me. But I know not everyone can do that. And I also think it depends on your genre. Because I have a friend who does like thrillers and it needs to be so tightly plotted and everything has to have those clues along the way that tie back.
I can see that.
So I think it just kind of depends on how you work and what your genre is and what your process is. And also like, it's not going to be the same for the next book. Like I was like, yeah, this worked so well. It's not going to work again. I've never been able to write the same book or the 2 books the same way. So like some books I blare music the whole time I'm writing. Other books I do it in silence. Some books I have written most of them like sitting outside the ballet studio and in my car. Other books I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to be at my computer at my desk. You know, it just everything's
so crazy.
It's so strange how different every book is. So
but you have different characters and different vibes and stuff. Like think about people who kind of like do movies, like actors. They have to change their hair. And I actually watched someone talk about Ariana Grande the other day, and they were like, oh, she's back to brown hair again. She's not Glenda anymore. And you're like, oh, I kind of thought about that for a minute. And I was like, and I kind of think maybe that's almost like books. It's similar where you're like, you're in it, you know? And it's like, you have your process, your flow while you're in it. And now you're out of it. And then you're into a new something, you know? And it's like, so it's like these actors change their hair color, or they change like their, you know, then maybe they have a full beard. So that's what they're into right then. You know, it's like you have to your vibe changes through every book, and you're in a new world in a different setting, you know?
Yeah. And it's interesting too, because also like kind of once I'm done with the series and I leave that world, it's like out of my head.
You're done.
So people will ask questions and I will be like, I don't remember. And I wrote it.
That's Annie. Just putting a pin in that. That's Annie. Because by like 6 months, okay, can I share this with you? Because I have this thing
Share
in my
away,
head.
Laura.
I called so many people yesterday because I read a book and there's a specific scene that happens in this book. And I remember it happening and I remember what the guy had and what he looked like and all these things. And I called so many people being like, what book was this? What book was this? What book was this? And I thought, I've read the same books as Annie. Annie's got to know. And she goes, did I read it within the last 6 months? I was like, I don't think so. And she goes, then I'm the wrong person to ask right now. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, but it was so
Right
iconic.
notes.
It was these things. And she's like, let me look through my notes. And she starts flipping through her notebook. I can hear her. And she goes, yeah, I don't have it written down anywhere.
I know.
Because
like,
normally
I
it's
need to
me
start
that
writing magic
remembers.
systems down so I can remember what their magic system was in their book, so I
Yeah.
can remember.
Yeah, if you
I
don't, yeah, if
usually
you read a
remember
lot,
them.
it's hard. Yeah, I do that too with books, and because I read less than I want to, because some of the time I read this book like 5 times, so
Yeah.
I've read my own book in the last 6 weeks a million times, but I'm still working on the same book that I started like 2 weeks ago, and I'm barely in. So yeah, I forget too, because. And there are a lot of similarities between them. So sometimes you're like, was it this one or that one that had this thing that I liked?
So tell us a little bit about your writing process, because you're saying that each book takes you down a different path. So with Silk and Iron in this series, where has been your writing spot? Is it different than where you're doing your trad book? Is there a different routine that you put yourself in when you're writing 2 books at the same time?
Well, I'm not writing both at the same time because one's in edits and the other one's being written.
Right.
But this one was like a hyperfixation. This one was ridiculous. I was at my desk
and I ate it up.
Yeah, I wrote it fast. So I was at my desk and I was writing like 8 hours a day. Like it was insane. Like I did nothing. Like
I love that.
Like I was like, we're getting takeout. Sorry.
I'm convinced. No, I'm convinced that's where the best shit happens. Like I'm
literally
convinced that that's like when you're in your like zone. I feel like that's like the best. Like,
yeah, it was really fun
magic.
because I was living and breathing this book, and it did not leave my head. And I haven't had a book like that in a while, and it was really cool because it was kind of all consuming. And I was like, I must do this. I must do this. Like every second was that. I didn't read any other books. I didn't watch TV. I didn't do anything other than write, pretty much. So that first draft came out fast.
Let's insert a question then. Speaking of TV, have you watched Heated Rivalry?
Not yet. It was supposed
to
be
the
for finishing this.
Alexis,
I know.
Oh
yeah.
It
was supposed to be my reward for finishing this, but I feel like I'm still kind of
I knew that this was going to be, this is going to, you're going to love it, right?
I know. It needs to happen.
You know that it's like you have to plan a whole day.
Yeah.
And then you have to know that when it's done, you're going to feel...
You're supposed to call or text Annie and say, Annie, I want a message. And
I want a message. And I want you to tell me that you feel like your life is incomplete a little bit. And just be like, I don't know where to go from here for a minute. I'm going to have to sit with this for a second. And
is it done? Is it all the way done?
It's all done.
Season 1.
Over.
All done. Well,
okay.
There'll be more seasons.
Okay.
But it's just great. And I thought for sure that you would have seen it.
I have not watched anything because I did this book really fast, like I said, because I also had deadlines and timelines with the trad book and like things like that. So I had certain times I had to do things. And then right now I'm in like PR box mailing and like all of that. But once those are in the mail, I'm really hoping I can do it this weekend.
What do they look like? Can we see what they look like?
Are you able to share
the PR?
No, your PR packages.
I'm sending them out late, so I kind of want them to be a surprise for the people opening.
I think that's a wise choice.
Okay,
but I can tell you later the one thing I have something that they can't open until the end of till they read the book. So I'm hoping they follow the directions. So if they don't, they're gonna get it's a pretty big spoiler, I feel like. So but I was really excited about it. But of course, I came up with these ideas like a week ago and I need to mail them out like now. So it was like designing stuff, printing stuff, paying expedited shipping costs.
Yeah, I believe it.
Best work comes at the end. I'm like, or everyone's like, you have a party in a week. And I'm like, oh no, like my best work comes like 3 days before. And then
it's chaos.
It's
the
chaos.
Week before is chaos.
It's chaos, but doesn't matter. Cause like I used to do event planning. I used to do a lot of events, and we do a lot of like book parties and stuff. And my best stuff comes like the week before in like pure inspiration. And I just have decided like this is how I work. This is how I work. And it always works out in the end. Like I don't even care anymore. It's like it all comes together. And if it doesn't come together, it's fine. It's not that big of a deal. Like,
and here's the thing. I know like these are the things that Annie's going to accomplish. I'm not even going to ask about them.
Don't ask me
until the day before.
They'll get done.
But the other friend that we had doing an event with us, she was like, what is going on? I don't have any answers. And I was like, you just have to wait. Don't ask until we're on our way there. I guarantee you she'll have everything in order, but you can't ask her until right before. And it's like our poor friend was like, Annie.
This is the moments when I shine. Okay. Just give me a minute. I will pull it out, but it will be good. It's just like, I just feel like all my best work comes like at the deadline
in the chaos.
But I love it. It's where I thrive. I don't know.
I'm the same way. So I 100% feel that. Yep.
It's hard to have work comes.
Too much time. Like, I don't know. There's something about it where I'm like, oh, I've got too much time almost.
Even if I have the list, deadline, I'm not doing it until before.
Yep. You better give me a date. Give me an actual date. I'm like that with my taxes too. I'm like, I need a date. I might have it done the day before, but I will have it done. Just
it does help. Gives you a date.
Let me know when you're going to charge me the fee, okay? And that's and then I'm going to get it done the day before.
That's why I do pre-orders usually. Pre-orders go up usually before I've started the first draft because it gives me that deadline and I back everything up from that.
I love it.
That's not always the safest thing to do, but
doesn't matter. It's fantastic.
But it helps that pressure. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you what. Under pressure. You've done some yummy work that way. And so we're here for it.
I'm excited to read this this POV from Brevin.
Yeah, I'll send it to you guys.
To read this.
Yeah, I forgot I wrote it and I had sent it actually to my I had 2 friends who read it and my PA read it and my mom read it. And then I kind of forgot about it. And then I was like, should I use that as a prologue? And then I kind of forgot about it again. And then my PA emailed me and was like, hey, what about that prologue? Like, I think you should put that in. I was like, oh, yeah. So.
Oh, yeah, about that. Forgot about
your mom. I forgot that your mom is like always like almost your first reader. Right?
Yeah, she reads.
Isn't that what you were saying? Like your mom is like your first.
Yeah,
like,
she read this one like while it was being drafted in like chunks.
Love it.
And then, because I'm always like, is it good? Is it okay? But she's like, she's not easy to please. She's like, well, I don't know. I don't like this one as well as your other one or whatever. Like I'll get comments like, well, that part was a little slow, but this part was good. So like,
you gotta have people like that.
She tells me so.
Like Annie's my person for that.
I told Laura, I'm worried. I'm a little worried when you send me something because I'm going to tell you what I think about it.
That's good.
Like,
and if you're not in a space to hear it, then you just tell her ahead of time. Don't tell me if it's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take notes. When I'm done with this part, we'll go back.
Can you hear what I have to say right now?
Yeah. Right. I know, that's actually what she says. She'll go, hey, I have an honest opinion. Like I need to know if you're like in a space where I can tell you these things. And I said, call me and we'll talk about it in an hour. And she goes, okay.
Yeah.
You got to have someone like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
always.
Also, I just remembered we just saw Stasia Stark and I was watching, I was pre-watching their last interview and you were like, oh, I know.
You met her at an event.
You had met her at an event and I was like, oh, this is so cool because we just went and saw her a couple days ago for her new book that just came out. And
I was in Chicago with her for her launch.
Were you?
That's amazing.
That's so cool.
So I read the first draft of that book. So
nice.
Yeah. So yeah, we chat pretty regularly. So
Oh, that's awesome.
Pretty cool. Yeah, we met at a writing conference a few years back. So when we were both just right before either of us had published a Romantasy, but both of us were planning on starting that next. So we kind of connected over that. So,
well, now we need you to come to Utah, though. So
I'm planning on it.
It's your turn.
We need you to put your schedule together, like when you do some of these other launches coming up. Like we have some great.
Can you say where you want to go on tour? Sorry,
I haven't
didn't mean to interrupt.
gotten any of that figured out yet. So we'll see. I'm like I don't know anything until they tell me.
I'd like to make 50 stops, please. I would like to hit every state.
Utah's kind of close to you, so I'm just saying,
we're not far.
like, there's a handful of bookstores here that are really fun. They're good to deal with, and they also.
If you want to do a launch party in Salt Lake, maybe we can make that happen.
Yeah, just saying. I think it could be fun.
Yeah, it's
think about it.
It's on my list of where I would want to go just because it is so close, and I feel like the West doesn't get as much representation in terms of tour stops and stuff. You know, I feel like it's very Midwest or East Coast.
Utah or Salt Lake right now with their book girlies is really hot. I mean, it is like, it's popping, as the young children would say. Like, I just think, and we have a handful of like just romance bookstores here too now, and it's like it's all they push, and we've had some really good turnouts with some stuff that we've seen in the last few months. So they're all about, like, you know, the next new thing coming out. So it'd be fun to have you.
It is on my wish list. So hopefully I will get to let you guys know something soon.
We're gonna pray to the book gods.
Do it.
Dear book gods, please. For the love of all that is holy.
Come to Salt Lake.
Get Alexis here. So you've got this book that's coming out tomorrow. We're getting a release for your new trad, which is 6 Bullets and a Crown, which we are very excited for as well. Where can people find you at events this year? What is on your docket?
I will be at the the Fangirl, the inaugural Fangirl signing in Orlando, and then I'll also be in Orlando again for Romantasy Con. So I'll be there back to back, kind of September and October. Right now, that's all I have on my calendar, but I'm going to try to pepper in some things with like indie bookstores, and I will post about those on social once I have them set up, because I think that would be kind of fun to hit some smaller kind of venues like that.
That's fun.
Well, we're going to try and get you to Utah.
We'll have to take a peek.
All of every fiber. We're going to get you here one day.
I think that needs to happen. So
yeah,
I agree.
I'm excited.
I am too. Well, Alexis, if anybody wants to follow this journey to hear more about Silk and Iron as well as your next book, where can they do so?
I am on Instagram and Facebook, kind of, not really, but I mean, it's there, and my newsletter and TikTok. But I'll be honest, like Instagram is probably the main platform, and I'm at author Alexis Calder on pretty much everything. So that's where you can find me. And then if you really, really want to follow along, find a newsletter link through my socials, and then I will email you when I have new releases or information or updates about whatever. So
I love that. And we will get that all linked down below. Alexis, we are so excited for you, and we're just dying about this book. We can't wait for everybody else to read it. And we really can't wait for you, and we're so excited for all the next ones to come.
Yeah, there's a lot more coming. So thank you guys so much for having me.
Thanks for coming.
Of course, we've loved having you on, and everybody have an amazing day.
Thank you, you too.